So welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom, and this is our old friend Private Parts, and he's in the WOT FV304, the British Tier 6 artillery. Now he's got what most artillery players will absolutely detest. Is if you're an occasional artillery player like me, you just think, oh, just for a change, just a bit of a breather, I'll do something different, I'll take my artillery out, and of course you get Himmelsdorf or another city map, and city maps aren't really the perfect environment for artillery, but if there's one that can survive in a city, it's the WOT the Avenger. This thing has very, very high arc, which means it can loft things over buildings. The only challenge with it is short range, but since it's a city, that doesn't really matter too much. So you can see he set himself up, basically just turned around, didn't do much more than that, to ready to support his team as they push up the hill. T-34-100, can he get a shot on him? Just waiting for him to settle down, can't quite get the angle there. Shell hit the rock in front. But there's lots of others here. There's a KV3. Nice big Russian target. So he's trying to aim for the engine deck at the back. Oh, there's an even bigger target to aim for. Oh ho, you just lick your lips when you're in an artillery and you see a Japanese super heavies, because you can barely miss. There you go, he's going to miss. No, he hit. Excuse me, still got this cold. So, he's had 2 hits. Doing what he can to support this. There's quite a lot of heavy tanks up here on the hill from the enemy side, so they need a bit of support. Where did that shell go? Maybe it hit that KV3 in front. That was weird. He fired, but you didn't see the results. I'm assuming it must have either fell short or hit that T-34 KV3 rather. So he's trying to help out and get rid of that T-34-100, but no joy. So he's turned back towards the Oho, but managed to miss. And the hill's not looking too great now. If you notice, they've pushed around. Let me just make my mini map a little bit bigger. They've pushed around the side of the castle now. Finally gets the T-34-100, but his mates up here on the hill are in a bit of trouble. But maybe he can just take a bit of pressure off. He can hit that Oho. Oho is so big that he can actually fire at him over the barrier. Okay, so they seem to have stopped. That's Type 459 has headed round and stopped. They pushed around the other side of the castle, so that's good. So the IS is now wondering why he's there against the legendary Type 59, and the Oho is not having an awful lot of success. It's not an Oho time for him. KV3 side on, come on, maximum damage. Oh, it landed short. Absolutely had that guy banged to rights. Could have done a really big penetrating hit probably. Well, don't know whether he'd penetrate the KV3. Certainly would attract him there. Let's turn back to the Oho because it's a bigger threat in many ways. Nice hit, 125 hit. He's done 433 damage. Remember, he's a tier 6 and this is a tier 8 game. And he's also firing at higher tier tanks, and every time you fire at higher tier tanks you get a increase in credits and experience because you are firing at higher targets. Oh, there's a new tank. There's a Super Pershing. Oh, great. Blimey, there was some seriously good tanks around on this hill. And somehow his team has managed to hold them, even though they're losing the battle all told. It's 4-6. Comes the Oho again. Shy. The shell lands shy. That's really annoying. Move back to the Super Pershing. He's not sure who to shoot at. Come on, have a go. Kill him. Well, you're never going to kill in one go, but you can crit him, which is what he did. Ooh, that Super Pershing's suffering a bit now. Another shell on the way. Another little hit. Chipping away, that's what the WOT does. It's the most annoying thing in the world to be on the receiving end of a WOT. It fires very, very rapidly, and it just chips away. Just chips away. Right, the Oho has run out of friends. He's down to 60 health, and Private decides it's about time he moved. His team have actually pulled it back now. There goes the Oho. So his team have won the hill miraculously, because it did look at one point now they were going to lose. They're now actually winning 9-7. Challenger was obviously trying to take some peaks down the bottom, but ended up just getting smacked for his trouble. Now, the problem with the Burt now is he's outside of range of an awful lot. You can see that IS-3 though. Ooh. No, not enough lead there. See, that tank is moving far too quick. Oh, but he's got an ISU. ISU doesn't know that he's in arty range. Probably thinks he's just worried about that Borsig. Oh, and my goodness me, that was close. Good grief. But it has caused the ISU to pull right back, because he's realised now he's in real trouble. Ah, come on, move back forward. Look at that. It's like he knows he's being shot at. Every time Private fires at him, he moves forward, and then when he moves backwards, he misses him that way as well. This time he's on target. Oh, 408 hits. That was a penetrating hit. Almost certainly would have killed some crew members or modules. Really nice shot. T-32 didn't manage to pen him. Didn't do any damage to him, unfortunately. Must have hit the turret or the superstructure somewhere where the armour's at its thickest. Can he finish off one of... Oh, no, he was thinking about finishing the ISU off. That's a better hit. 101 hit on the American Tier 8 heavy tank. He really wants to try and help this Borsig out by finishing off one of the... Oh, somebody else took out the... Oh, and he just didn't do anything, but he's been spotted. It's now 12 plays 8. Mind you, I don't think the T-32's got any option other than to fire at the Borsig at the moment, even though Private is the one that's actually causing most mayhem. Okay, Borsig's down. T-34, you've got to move, buddy. Not side on. It's better just to sort of actually move, mate. Had an opportunity to get right round behind that T-32, but he didn't. And instead he just seems to want to play peekaboo with this Tier 8 heavy tank. I don't know whether the T-32's lost some, lost an ammo rack or something, but it doesn't appear that he's shooting that often. Private. Oh, he was counting on. Oh, now he might well be under fire. Yep, that looked like that shell may well be heading up towards Private Parks. Nice shot, tracks him as well. There's a Type 59 behind the T-32, so he can't really afford to fire any more up at the artillery. Come on, Private. Nice tracking shot again, and there he goes. Good job. So he'll get assistance damage as well for taking tracking that guy. So he's done an outstanding job. He's done 1,394 damage that we know of, and that's what the Burt does. It just packs away little amounts of damage. Just little bits, and then you look at it at the end of it and you go, wow, look at how much damage I've got. Now he's not sure whether to go down and contest that IS-3. I think I'd be tempted to, because it looks like, yeah, see the Type 59's there, so he can come down and get some booty fire into the IS-3. But I don't blame him for just making sure that the IS-3 was going that way, because people do have a habit of going after the artillery. Don't know why. Can't imagine why. But didn't need to worry. Type 59 took him down. GG. So that was an ace tank from Private. He also got the Bruiser medal. Excellent job on a city map like that to do that kind of amount of damage. 1,555 damage and 1 kill for 1,073 base XP when he was in a Tier 6 light Tier 6 light tank. Might as well be Tier 6 artillery on a city map. That's quite scary, really. Fired 30 shots, hit with 14 of them, damaged with 12 of those for that 1,500 damage, which is not bad at all. He also did 990 assistance damage, which is basically when he tracked those tanks, particularly T-32. I think he tracked a few times. And of course, when you track things or when you spot things, you get half the damage of any subsequent damage of them from a friendly fire. So 37,000 credits, and very few costs. I don't think he took a shot in anger against him. So he made nearly 30,000 in credits at the end of the game in profit. Would have been 17,000 with a non-premium account. He was obviously running some sort of personal reserves and with his ×2, made a very impressive 5,600 experience out of that game. Really nice job. Thanks for sending that one in private, much appreciated, and thanks for continuing support of the channel. So now we have our friend Black Sun, who is driving the Tier 5 German premium medium tank, the FV304. Now, I haven't got this tank. I don't think I've ever played this tank. And until I'd seen this replay, I didn't know it was capable of doing what he's about to do with this thing. Now, it's a medium tank. He's top tier. He's on Malanovka. Now, conventional wisdom in a medium tank like this is that you'll go off and fight it out somewhere. You'll find someone to duel, to use your gun, blah de blah de blah. Not our friend Black Sun. He is going to use this as a scout. And this is just an amazing job. Just shows this tank has fantastic camo. And actually, gun is one of his weakest bits. So he's obviously worked out how to play this thing, and he plays it well like this. So he's taken a very aggressive position here on Malanovka. Come right out to the right wing, already spotted 2 enemy TDs there, and there goes a Matilda as well. There's a Lago, there's a Valentine. Look at all this spotting, and he's not been spotted himself. I don't know whether he carries 6th sense, we'll find out, I guess. But he's just sitting there, he's just chilling. Scouting in a medium. Now, not many mediums can do this, so this thing is a special kind of medium. And look at the damage he's racking up. There goes the first kill, thanks to his spotting. Valentine's there for the taking as well. Is anyone going to have a shot at him? Of course, when you do spot like this, you're 100% reliant on your friends actually being able to hit things. But you know, at the moment they're doing a pretty good job. He's got 700 assistance damage already. Valentine was thinking, I think, about moving a bit closer, but he doesn't appear. He's been tracked in position. Valentine's quite tough proposition at this tier, but not when he sits up on a hill, when he gets taken out, tracked on a hill up there. And he's already done 1,500 assistance damage. Hasn't fired a shot, hasn't needed to. Look at the damage he has wrought to the enemy team down there. I mean, this is a tier 5 game, so there's not an awful lot of hit points, and he's already, well, the enemy team have only got 4,600 hit points left. He's been responsible for 1,500 to go. There's another TD. This is what you got to do when you're scouting like this. You've just got to hold your fire, hold your nerve. Just trust to your friends behind you that they'll shoot it out. So he knows that there's still a couple of, there's a Lago out there. Oh, there's an Archer. Now, an Archer's a tough proposition as well. Let's just make this mini-map bigger, sorry. Don't know what it is when you do replays like this. Some from other people, the mini-apps gets a bit small all of a sudden. So, his team is 7-2 up. He hasn't fired a shell, hasn't needed to. There's a medium tank not firing a single shell and winning the game for his team. 2,400 assistance, and I think he's realised that there is nothing other than the Matilda sitting there. So he's decided to move on. Don't blame him at all. All the heavies, enemy heavies, are up on the hill. There's the Matilda. He's going to dive down. He's been spotted, so he had got 6th sense, so he knew when he was being spotted and when he wasn't. He's got into a really good spot now. Bounces a shot from the Matilda. Not the second one. He can afford this exchange, however. Because the Matilda is a nice tank at his own tier, but a tier 4 against a tier 5. Oh, and that shell just dived. Went straight into the dirt. And somebody finishes off the Matilda. So, good job. So, he's finally fired his gun. He's fired 3 or 4 or 5 shots. And there's another, oh, there's a T28 now as well. He's spotted more targets. I mean, he's just had an absolute beast of a day for spotting. T28 hasn't seen him yet, I don't think. Probably because there's all those bushes between them. He manages to... Oh, now how did he get spotting damage there? Somebody else must have hit that T28. So he's going to try and pull round. He's making sure that he can't be spotted first. There's the T28. T28 obviously got 6 cents because he seemed to react, but not quickly enough. And there's his first kill. He's loaded up with premium round now, and he takes a shot from the T34. Oh, another top from the T34. 2 shots take out his engine, and I think this is one of the things this tank is renowned for. It tends to lose its engine very, very quickly. But he's trying to get round the back, trying to get safe. The game's coming back again. It's 10 to 8, so he's got to do something now. After his outstanding work of spotting early on, you can see the enemy heavies have managed to successfully carry the hill and carry on round. And there's not an awful lot to stop them. So, discretion being the better part of valor, he's continuing to use his camo, gets into the bush. He knows there's a T34 out there. He also knows there's a T1 heavy that's probably coming back. If you look at the mini-map, you can see the KV1S and the KV1 were last seen over at C4. Chances are they won't get back in time. But there was a T1 seen at C0. And there's also a Churchill 1 which we haven't seen. Hasn't appeared on the map, although he has got a kill, so he's obviously active. There is the T34. He's on full health. We did not want that at all. Did not want that at all. And again, Black Sun's playing this game. He must have nerves of steel, either that or he's drunk, I don't know. But he's sitting there and he's holding his fire, because the moment he fires, his camo rating will drop and he will be spotted. And you can guarantee that T34 is not just scouting for, not just looking himself. There'll be the Churchill behind somewhere. So the enemy have almost got into his cap. There's nobody left to hold his cap against 3 enemy heavies, and in fact they're in the cap now. Luckily the Sav has now joined Black Sun, so it's only, but he gets taken down by the T34. So it's 17 seconds. Can he hold his nerve? This is squeaky bum time. Absolute squeaky bum time. There's the T34. Look at the camo values. He's almost in spotting range. He hasn't turned his turret. And he's got him. Oh my word, look at that. Absolute balls of steel. Fantastic job. I don't know how you kept that. How you kept your nerve there. That was extraordinary. Really, really, really good job. Gonna make me start me coughing now, but fantastic cap out there. So of course that was an ace tanker. You got spotter, you got invader, scout, and patrol duty. So look at all those medals: spotter, scout, and patrol duty. All that you would normally associate with a scout, and he's in a tier 5 medium. Finished top of the team, only 415 damage, 1 kill, 1013 base XP. Only fired 6 shots the entire game, 4 of which hit and 4 of which did damage. Took 6 shots himself, 4 of which penetrated. The armor's not very good on this thing either. But what it is good is concealment, because look at the assistance he did. 2,592 assistance. And he also got the full 100 capture points for taking the base. Amazing. I really would not have thought of camping or scouting, sorry, not even saying camping, scouting in the Panzer IIIK. I really wouldn't. Made 53,000 credits after costs, 35,000 on a premium account, would have been 17.5 on a non-premium account. Obviously was running some personal missions as well, so that doubled his score in terms of experience, but made 3,648 experience. Would have been 2,431 with a non-premium account. Monster game. Really, really impressive bit of scouting there, and just holding your nerve right to the very, very end. So great game. Thanks for sending that one in, Black Sun. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I know you've sent in quite a few things lately, and it's great to see them come in, so appreciate that hugely. And if you've got a game that you want me to feature, then please send it in as well. Really, really appreciate it. Love to see what you've got.